Hello and welcome once again to my channel. I remain your favorite ICT IGCSE teacher, Amano Jerry. Alright, so in this class, I'm going to be taking you through February March 2025 paper 2-1. We've already done the word aspect, alright, the document production aspect. So we'll be going through the task 3, which is our database aspect. Okay, says you are now going to prepare some reports. Make sure that all currency values display the same currency symbol and are set to 2 decimal places. Make sure all required data is fully visible. Now, this aspect is always very important for us to read. Okay, uh, always important for us to read. Take note of the instructions using same currency symbol, and our currencies are set to 2 decimal places. All right, so 14, it says examine the file seats.csv and identify the most appropriate field to set as a primary key. So let's go to our documents are here. We're looking for seats. Okay, you can double click to open. Of course, this is a .csv file, but by default would open as will open up in Excel. All right, so let's hold on a bit as it opens. Yeah, so this is the document in Excel. All right, now let's look at this. Which of these would is the most appropriate to use as our um, primary key? Primary keys are usually IDs and have unique values. So the seed ID looks more like 8. So let's close. Now you need to close this. If you've opened your Excel, your document that you're supposed to import into your database, you need to close it, else it won't open in your database. All right, let's go back to the question. It says we should import that file as a new table in our database software. All right, so let's create our database software here. I mean our database file here. Okay, so what I just did was to right click, go to new, create Microsoft Access database. That's what we're using for database. Okay, so you might want to save it. Let's say February, March 2025 paper 2-1. All right, so double click to open your database. All right, so you can enable content. Now let's import our database file. To import, you go to external data, click on external data, go to new data source, from file. Remember your file opened as an Excel file, but it's not an Excel file, it's a .csv file. .csv stands for comma separated values. Okay, CSV stands for comma separated values. So it will come in as a text file. So click on text file. Let's browse to where our files are stored. Mine is on the desktop. ICT IGCSE 2025. We're doing February March, which is M, and we are to import seats. So click on open. Ensure that you import the source data into a new table in the current database is checked, and click OK. Alright, so you can click on next. Now this is very important to do. First row contains field names. Alright, so that contains field names. You can click on next. You can go to advanced. Let's see what our table looks like. The database, it uses field names and data types. So our field name type, variety, and seed ID are all text. Type, variety, seed ID are all text. Price is currency, so convert this, sorry, the double. Click and currency. Okay, and our currency is 2 decimal places. Currency symbol with 2 decimal places. So we'll do that as time goes on. A packet is numbers, long integer. Supplier is text. Stock level is number. Expiry date is all numbers. So I think we are good to go. All right. This next step, so we should do evidence document. But remember, we skip evidence document for now. All right. Just to remind us that the goal of these videos is to get us to completing each of these files as quickly as possible, get us to learn the basic concepts. All right. Evidence documents we will do at a later time. So you can click OK, click on next. Here we need to choose our own primary key. Okay, our primary key will be seed ID. All right, click on next and can import our table. Finish. All right, so we don't need to do all of this, just click on close. So that's our table there. So you can double click on the table and go to home page. Under the home page, under view, you want to go to the design view so that we can sort the currency thing. So that's our currency. Okay, so let's check currency format. Okay, we can give you the currency there, and then here we want to make it 2 decimal places. So let's use the dollar symbol for our currency. All right, let's go back to the data sheet view. It's asking us to save what we've done. Click on yes. So our currency is now in dollars and then in 2 decimal places. Very important we do this. All right, so let's go back to the question. Question 15 says we should import the orders table as a new table in our database, and we should set the reference field as the primary key. So we'll go back to external data, new data source, from file, text file, browse, and bring in the orders table, import, open. Make sure this is checked, click on OK. All right, make sure this is delimited character. Click on next. First row contains field names, of course. Click on next. Okay, you can go to advanced. Let's check our question. All right, and fix that. Advanced. All right. Now our date is DDMMYY. Let's take note of that. So the day comes before the month, day, month, and year. This is very important. Day, month, and year. DDMMYY. We'll fix all of that later on. So date place, this is date with time, yes. Date completed is date, yes. Issuer is text. Reference seed are all text. Then packets, we have number, all right. But paid is a boolean, so you click yes, no here, all right. I would fix this later on. So this will suffice for now. Click OK, and then next. Let's choose a primary key. We're told our primary key will be reference. Let's check and be sure. Reference field. So we've done that. So what I just did was click here and click here. You can also come here, drop down and click on reference. Same thing. Click on next. And then let's import. Finish. So our table is imported without errors. If you import with errors, it show you errors here. But we've imported without errors. So let's go to home, go to design view, and fix a number of things. We want to fix our display for date. All right, the first 2 fields are dates. So click on this. Oh, sorry, we are working on the orders table rather. So the design view, yeah. So date. Let's look at the format. Our format is meant to be this. All right, because we are looking at day, DD, MMM, So we use this format. Same thing with this format. All right, so we are using the medium date format for both, and then our boolean should be, the format should be yes, no. So we come here and click on the, sorry, not true, false, yes, no. All right, so if we've done that, we go to, let's go back to the data sheet view to ask us to save what we have done, and it's saved. Now, but if you check here, this is showing as checked boxes. All right, if you go back to your design view, under your lookup, where you have check boxes here, you can click and make it text box. Okay, click and then data sheet view, and then save what you have done. and then you have yes no here. So that's how we change that. Let's go back to our question. All right, it says we should place in our evidence document. Of course, we'll do that later on. So we should create a one-to-many relationship between the seed ID field in the seeds table and the seed field in the orders table. All right, so one-to-many relationship, go to your database tools, go to relationships. Okay, so you can add tables here. Click to add tables. Okay, both tables are shown here. You can select both tables and click on add selected tables. All right, you can click and drag to open up your table. So we are to link our seed ID, all right, in the seed table to the seed field in the orders table. So what you need to do is to click and drag and drop on this. So you have this. So we are creating a one-to-many relationship. Okay, once you're done, you click on create. So we have created a relationship, and then it says we should place evidence document. We'll do that later on. Then question number 17 says in the orders table, locate the record with the reference of ON. So let's close this to ask us to save what we've done. In the orders table, that's our orders table, we should locate the record 58262. 58262. You can actually search, okay, 58262 262. I'm sure we are close, so we might not need to do any serious searching. Okay, that's it there. Okay, so our packets we should edit and make it 4. So make that 4, and then paid should become no. So let's type no instead and hit enter. So we are done with editing that. Check your data entry for errors and save the data. What we did is 4 and no, so we don't have any errors. So we should save the data. Just do Ctrl S on your keyboard to save the data. All right, so I'll be pausing this video at this point, and then when we return, we will do question number 18. All right, join me in the next video.